Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic Ramadan. My brothers and sisters, can you believe we have already finished 15 fasts? Alhamdulillah, 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 Alhamdulillah. Today, I'm going to tell you an interesting story before I begin the program. One day, a companion came to Prophet of Allah ﷺ, and he said, Prophet ﷺ said to him, "What did you say yesterday? Did you know what you said yesterday got even the angels stuck?" The companion said, "Ya Rasulullah, how is that possible?" So the Prophet of Allah ﷺ said, "Yesterday, what dua did you make?" And he said, "I said, لك الحمد يا رب كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. لك الحمد يا رب. Praise be to you, O my Lord. كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك, as much as your majesty deserves and as much as your glorious face deserves." The angels usually write down when you say something and it's reward instantly. So they were stuck because they did not know how much Allah's majesty and Allah's face deserves. So they turned around and said, "Ya Allah, we don't know what to write here. We don't know what you deserve." So Allah said, "Oh my angels, my servant has made such a beautiful dua. Just write down the dua. I will give him the reward for it on the day of judgment." This is the dua. لك الحمد يا رب كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. Remember this. It is to praise Allah in the way He deserves to be praised. It is to thank Allah in the way He deserves to be thanked. So brothers and sisters, let me welcome you all. After all, nobody has beaten Alfonso for coming to our program. He was here 15 minutes before everybody else. Allahu Akbar. Alfonso, what were you doing, my brother, for 15 minutes silently waiting? You must be very, very patient, brother. He said, "Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope everyone had a very easy day and a good iftar." I had a very good iftar, thanks to Sister Rabi and one of our sisters. I think I've got the details, inshallah, I'll announce it. She sent, mashallah, some Guyanese food today, which is wonderful. Alhamdulillah, Allah bless her. And Sister Rabi sent a box of chocolate. Just in case you're doubting my box of chocolate, it's still there. I haven't eaten it. Don't worry. Haven't even opened it. We'll maybe look at it, inshallah, after Ramadan. Nur Zaman said, "Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam." Aisha Bibi Mangera, salam everyone. Wa alaikum salam, Aisha. Aisha Bibi, salam everyone twice. Thank you, Aisha. Basima Hussein Hasneen, says, "Salam everybody." Aisha Maryam Mangera says, "Salam alaikum everyone. Pray you are all happy." And we have a lot more new comments to read out, brothers and sisters. So many people are coming in. Najmul Hussein says, "Salamu alaikum." Fatima Mangera says, "Salamu alaikum." Aziz Ahmad says, "Salamu alaikum." Jamila says, "Salamu alaikum," from South London. Aziz, where are you today? Are you not supposed to be joining me today? So have a good conversation with you about what happened yesterday. Did you get beaten up by Sister Rabi? Because I gave her my miswak. I'm not sure if she sorted you out with the miswak. Anyway, brothers and sisters, I was there at the mosque today and I was doing the Jum'ah reminder for you all. Ishaq Abu Rumaisa is saying, "Salam, pray we are all." Ishaq, are you and your wife in two different rooms? Are you not watching this program? I can see Aisha Mangera is also saying salam. Aisha Bibi, and he's saying salam, and you're saying salam. Are you guys not in the same house? I don't know what's going on. Aziz, are you going to come over? I have another miswak, just in case you were wondering. There you go. I've got another one. Anyone wants a miswak? Let me know, inshallah. I've got a very strong, powerful one here. Alhamdulillah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Abu Rumaisa, hope you're all well and had a nice iftar. Did you have a nice iftar? We need to know. Let's invite our young Ahsan to recite the Quran. Yes, Ahsan, are you still here?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalam. You sound so tired. Did you not have any breakfast or iftar?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you have for iftar today?
I had pakoras.
Okay. Potato pakoras or onion pakoras?
I think onion.
Okay. Anything else? And that's it. Pakoras only.
And I had some other stuff as well.
Oh, you sound very tired. Okay, I'm not going to push you too much. Let's hear you recite the Quran. Where are you going to recite from?
Just 16.
Inshallah. Allah bless you. Go for it. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال ألم أقل لك إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. قال إن سألتك عن شيء بعدها فلا تصاحبني قد بلغت من لدني عذرا. فانطلقا حتى إذا أتيا أهل قرية استطعما أهلها فأبوا أن يضيفوهما فوجدا فيها جدارا يريد أن ينقض فأقامه. قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليه أجرا. قال هذا فراق بيني وبينك، سأنبئك بتأويل ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا. أما السفينة فكانت لمساكين يعملون في البحر فأردت أن أعيبها وكان وراءهم ملك يأخذ كل سفينة غصبا. وأما الغلام فكان أبواه مؤمنين فخشينا أن يرهقهما طغيانا وكفرا. فأردنا أن يبدلهما ربهما خيرا منه زكاة وأقرب رحما. وأما الجدار فكان لغلامين يتيمين في المدينة وكان تحته كنز لهما وكان أبوهما صالحا. فأراد ربك أن يبلغا أشدهما ويستخرجا كنزهما رحمة من ربك وما فعلته عن أمري ذلك تأويل ما لم تسطع عليه صبرا. ويسألونك عن ذي القرنين قل سأتلو عليكم منه ذكرا. إنا مكنا له في الأرض وآتيناه من كل شيء سببا فأتبع سببا حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب في عين حمئة ووجد عندها قوما. قلنا يا ذا القرنين إما أن تعذب وإما أن تتخذ فيهم حسنا. قال أما من ظلم فسوف نعذبه ثم يرد إلى ربه فيعذبه عذابا نكرا. وأما من آمن وعمل صالحا فله جزاء الحسنى وسنقول له من أمرنا يسرا. ثم أتبع سببا حتى إذا بلغ مطلع الشمس وجدها تطلع على قوم لم نجعل لهم من دونها سترا. كذلك وقد أحطنا بما لديه خبرا. ثم أتبع سببا حتى إذا بلغ بين السدين وجد من دونهما قوما لا يكادون يفقهون قولا. قالوا يا ذا القرنين إن يأجوج ومأجوج مفسدون في الأرض فهل نجعل لك خرجا على أن تجعل بيننا وبينهم سدا. قال ما مكني فيه ربي خير فأعينوني بقوة أجعل بينكم وبينهم ردما. آتوني زبر الحديد حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا حتى إذا جعله نارا قال آتوني أفرغ عليه قطرا. فما استطاعوا أن يظهروه وما استطاعوا له نقبا. قال هذا رحمة من ربي فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكا وكان وعد ربي حقا. وتركنا بعضهم يومئذ يموج في بعض ونفخ في الصور فجمعناهم جمعا. وعرضنا جهنم يومئذ للكافرين عرضا الذين كانت أعينهم في غطاء عن ذكري وكانوا لا يستطيعون سمعا أفحسب الذين كفروا أن يتخذوا من أفحسب الذين عبادي من دوني أولياء إنا أعتدنا جهنم للكافرين نزلا قل هل أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا أولئك الذين كفروا بآيات ربهم ولقائه فحبطت أعمالهم فلا نقيم لهم يوم القيامة وزنا ذلك جزاؤهم جهنم بما كفروا واتخذوا آياتي ورسلي هزوا إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كافها يا عين صاد ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب شقيا وإني خفت الموالي من ورائي وكانت امرأتي عاقرا فهب لي من لدنك وليا يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب واجعله رب رضيا يا زكريا إنا نبشرك بغلام اسمه يحيى لم نجعل له من قبل سميا قال رب أنا يكون لي غلام وكانت امرأتي عاقرا وقد بلغت من الكبر عتيا قال كذلك قال ربك هو علي هين وقد خلقتك من قبل ولم تك شيئا قال رب اجعل لي آية قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس 3 ليال سويا فخرج على قومه من المحراب فأوحى إليهم أن سبحوا بكرة وعشيا يا يحيى خذ الكتاب بقوة وآتيناه الحكم صبيا وحنانا من لدنا وزكاة وكان تقيا وبرا بوالديه ولم يكن جبارا عصيا وسلام عليه يوم ولد ويوم يموت ويوم يبعث حيا صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Well done, Ahsan. Stay there, don't go anywhere. How old are you again, Ahsan? Ahsan, how old are you? Can you hear me, Ahsan? Oops. Okay. Well, Ahsan has probably dropped the camera, but that's okay, Ahsan. If you can hear me, let me just say to you, well done to you, MashaAllah. Allah bless you. Allah give you hayatan tayyiba. Allah give you long life, inshaAllah. And of course, we have young Ahsan who recited the very beautiful Quran, the words of Allah, MashaAllah. Lots of people have messaged in, MashaAllah. Very wonderful messages from Aisha Bibi coming saying, We're sitting next to each other, watching our favorite Ramadan show. Who are you sitting next to? Is it Imam Jasad? I think that's who you're referring to, right? Just clarification. It's important in the public domain. You make it clear so people don't start doubting. Harun Jogi has said, Salaam alaikum, brother Ajmal. Can I thank you and the Imams and the leadership of LICS for providing this wonderful, useful, interactive program for the month of Ramadan? Well, brother, don't thank us too early. Ramadan is not over yet. It's only 15 days. We've got 15 days to go, you know? It's like doing half a marathon. We haven't finished yet. Got to do the entire 30 days. All of you. Babuddin Ahmad, Salaam alaikum, Baisa, wa alaikum assalam. Anwar Hussain says, Salam, mashallah. What a wonderful voice of a young man, mashallah, says Alfonso. Alfonso, good to know you're awake. Aisha Baby says, mashallah. Fatima says, mashallah. Maryam says, big jazakallahu khairan to brother Ajmal's dear family for supporting him to share a precious hour to help enrich every day. May Allah reward your kindness. Ameen. And may Allah reward my family. Ameen. And all of us. I agree. He was a beautiful voice, mashallah, Basima. And mashallah, Aziz says, may Allah give everyone a child like Ahsan. Indeed, what a beautiful name. I wanted to talk to you about his name. Who knows the meaning of Ahsan? There you are, our first quiz for the night. First riddle. The meaning of the Arabic word Ahsan. And what's the difference between Ahsan and Ihsan? Ahsan and Ihsan. That's the first one. Well done, Ahsan. Very confident young man. Amazing recitation. I'm just reading out the messages. Aziz Ahmed says, a smile. Ishaq says, you are very cheeky, Imam Ajmal. I am not very cheeky, Ishaq. And that was not a question to you, young man. That was a question to your wife. So I don't know why you're answering that question. Babuddin Ahmad, Barakallah Fik, thank you very much. We have the young, the charming, the turban wearing, the smiling, the happy, our only one and only Imam, Imam Abdul Qadir, who is waiting for us to join him, or he's waiting to join us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you doing, Imam Abdul Qadir?
I'm very well. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. You know what? Before you start, I'll be killed if I don't make these announcements. And you know Rabi, how she is like. She said to me, the miswak with which she's going to beat me up is going to be bigger than this. So I better be. There are 3 announcements I have to make, brothers and sisters. Announcement number 1. LICS website is lics.info. Please go there and donate. Please donate for this masjid. The masjid needs your help and support. Wallahi, it's a very important time. Anyone who is elderly and vulnerable and who needs hot food, if you want to ask for hot food, please call Sister Rabi and ask her, and she will arrange it for you. Her number and the email address is on LICS website. On the Laylatul Qadr night, we've got a special program lined up for you. And of course, one of the nights rather than the only night, you should be looking for Laylatul Qadr on the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. 27th, 29th. We will be, however, doing the 27th night program, a dynamic program, inshallah. It will begin at 11 o'clock and will finish at 1:30. So Sir Rabi's plan is to completely kill me on that night. So inshallah, that will probably materialize. And make sure, please let everybody know that they should try and help. Please donate. Let Sister Rabi know if you make a donation. If you supply your name and address, the charity can claim gift aid. Remember that. If you have donated, just let Sister Rabi know. Charity can get 25% in return for the donation that you've made. I'll make this announcement again. But Imam Abdul Qadir is back here again. I've been told strictly not to talk about biryani, so I'm not going to ask you any questions about whether you ate biryani or not. Let's start with the translation. Imam, go ahead. Go for it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and my sisters, today I will be translating from Surah Kahf, verses 75 till the end, which is 110, and then Surah Maryam, verses 1 to 15, inshallah Aziz. So let us begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, beginning in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the most kind and the most compassionate. Verse number 75 and onwards. He said, did I not tell you that you will not be able to endure with me? He said, if I ask you about anything after this, then do not keep company with me. You have received excuses from me. So they set out until they reached the people of a town. They asked them for food, but they refused to offer them any hospitality. There they found a wall about to collapse, and Khidr alayhi salatu wasalam, repaired it. And Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, if you wanted, you could have obtained a payment for it. Khidr alayhi salatu wasalam said, this is the parting between you and me. I will tell you the interpretation of what you were unable to endure. As for the boat, it belonged to paupers working at sea. I wanted to damage their boat because there was a king coming after them, seizing every good boat by force. As for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that he would grow up and overwhelm them with oppression and disbelief. So we wanted their Lord to replace him with someone better in purity and closer to mercy. And as for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphaned boys in the city. Beneath the wall was a treasure that belonged to them. Their father was a righteous man, and your Lord wanted them to reach their maturity and then extract their treasure as a mercy from your Lord. I did not do it of my own accord. This, Musa, is the interpretation of what you were unable to endure. And they ask you about Dhul Qarnayn. Say, I will tell you something about him. We established him on earth and gave him all kinds of means. And he pursued a certain course, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a murky spring and found a people in its vicinity. We said, O Dhul Qarnayn, you may either inflict a penalty upon them or else treat them kindly. He said, as for him who does wrong, we will penalize him. Then he will be returned to his Lord, and he will punish him with an unheard of torment. But as for him who believes and acts righteously, he will have the finest reward, and we will speak to him of our command with ease. And then he pursued a course, until when he reached the rising of the sun, he found it rising on a people for whom we had provided no shelter from it. And so it was. We had full knowledge of what he had. Then he pursued a course, until he reached the point separating 2 barriers. He found beside them a people who could barely understand what is said. They said, O Dhul Qarnayn, the Gog and Magog are spreading chaos. They are spreading chaos throughout the land. Can we pay you to build between us and them a wall? And he said, what my Lord has empowered me with is better, but assist me with strength, and I will build between you and them a dam. Bring me blocks of iron. So that when he had leveled up between the 2 cliffs, he said, blow. And after having turned it into fire, he said, bring me tar to pour over it. So they, the Gog and Magog, were unable to scale it, and they could not penetrate it. He said, this is a mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes true, he will turn this wall into rubble, and the promise of my Lord is always true. On that day, we will leave them surging upon one another, and the trumpet will be blown, and we will gather them together. On that day, we will present the disbelievers to hell, all displayed. Those whose eyes were screened to my message and were unable to hear. Do those who disbelieve think that they can take my servants for masters instead of me? We have prepared hell for the hospitality of the faithless. Say, shall we inform you of the greatest losers in their works? those whose efforts in this world are misguided while they assume that they are doing well. It is they who rejected the communications of their Lord and the encounter with him. So their works are in vain. And on the day of resurrection, we will consider them of no weight. This is their requital, meaning hell, on account of their disbelief, and their taking my revelations and my messengers in mockery. And as for those who believe and do righteous deeds, they will have the gardens of paradise for hospitality, abiding therein forever without desiring any change therefrom. Say, if the oceans were ink for the Lord, for the words praising my Lord, and the ocean would run out before the words of my Lord ran out, even if we were to bring the like of it in addition to it. Say, I am only a human being like you, being inspired that your God is one God. Whoever hopes to meet his Lord, let him work righteousness and never associate anyone with the service of his Lord. That concludes Surah Kahf. The next surah, Surah Maryam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kaf ha ya ain swad. A mention of the mercy of your Lord towards his servant Zakaria alayhi salatu wasalam. When he called on his Lord a call in seclusion, he said, my Lord, my bones have become feeble and my hair is aflame with grey. And never, Lord, have I been disappointed in my prayer to you. And I fear for my dependents after me, and my wife is barren. So grant me from yourself an heir to inherit me and inherit from the house of Jacob, and make him, my Lord, pleasing. O Zachariah, we give you good news of a son, whose name will be John, a name we have never given before. He said, my Lord, how can I have a son when my wife is barren and I have become decrepit with old age? And he said, it will be so. Your Lord says, it is easy for me, and I created you before when you were nothing. He said, my Lord, give me a sign. And he said, your sign is that you will not speak to the people for 3 nights straight. And when he came out to his people from the sanctuary, he signaled to them to praise morning and evening. O John, hold on to the scripture firmly, and we gave him wisdom in his youth, and tenderness from us, and also innocence, and he was most devout. And he was kind to his parents, and he was not a disobedient tyrant. And peace be upon him the day he was born, and the day he dies, and the day he is raised again alive.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Allah bless you. You sound like, you know, the BBC Radio 4 broadcasters when they're announcing. Very beautifully read, mashallah. Very good. Well done. You know, thank you again. Allah bless you, my dear brother. What did you have for iftar? I forgot to ask you.
Today I had homemade pizza and kisuri, samosas, pakoras, bhajias, and
what was left?
Pardon?
What was left?
Nothing. Empty plate.
The wretched biryani was left. I'm not supposed to mention it. Let me let you go, inshallah, Imam. See you later on. Jazakallah khair. Imam Abdul Qadir, their brothers and sisters. So very quickly, the summary of the juz, just so that you can understand where has been said. Imam Abdul Qadir was quite comprehensive in his translation. He almost finished Kahf, as well as he did part of Surah Maryam. But juz 16, the chapter of Kahf, is concluded in this juz with Allah completing the story of Musa alayhi salatu salam and Khidr, and then mentioning that of Dhul Qarnayn. The story of Musa and Khidr teaches us the many paradoxes in life that can only be understood through patience and knowledge. This is a lesson that even Musa alayhi found difficult to accept in the story. The next chapter in this juz is Surah Maryam, which includes the story of the most pious woman and the mother of Isa alayhi the central theme of the chapter is Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. This is explored through the narrations of several stories of grace given by Allah to the prophets. It also discusses the Day of Judgment and mentions some arguments against those who deny the resurrection, whereby reinforcing its central theme. The final chapter in this juz is Surah Taha. This chapter tells with the nature of revelation vis-a-vis the Prophet. And so it commences by addressing him and ends by addressing him. In between, outlining his mission and duties, Allah gives us a sense of reassurance in his divine will by outlining to us how he supported and aided his prophets. What can we learn from this juz? The remaining lessons of this juz is of strength and demonstrated through the story of Dhul Qarnayn. Al-Kahf concludes by depicting a scene of the last day of judgment itself, describing the end of time for believers and disbelievers. In chapter of Maryam, the words of Rahma, mercy, or a derivative of this word is mentioned 16 times. Consider the place where it is mentioned carefully so that you may learn how to be a recipient of mercy. This is talking about Maryam, our dear, most beloved of and the purest of pure amongst Allah's servants, who gave birth to Isa alayhi salam while she had never been married. She was a virgin, never been with a man before. And Allah gave, and when Jibreel came to give her the news, she was very scared. And she said, how could it be possible that I would have a baby when no man has ever come near me? And Jibreel says, when Allah wants to have something, he says, be and it becomes. Prior to the story of Maryam, Allah talks about the story of Zakaria, how Zakaria was barren, but very old, and his wife was barren. And Zakaria, hearing that Maryam had a baby, became quite eager to have a child of his own. And he went home and he made dua to Allah, Ya Allah, I would be dying very soon. Who would inherit this? Who would invite people to your path? Please make somebody, give me a child. So Allah says, oh Zakaria, your dua has been answered. What, Allah? It is impossible. I'm old. I'm too old to have a child. My wife is too barren, too old to have a child. And Allah says, oh yeah, Zakaria, don't worry. Allah says, be and it becomes. So from now on, don't talk to anyone for 3 days and 3 nights. And you will see that you've conceived. And his wife conceived and gave birth to Yahya. And Yahya was given to him, and Yahya was the first ever name given to anybody in the history of humanity. It was the first time then, Yahya, also known as John in English. And Allah Azza wa Jal talks about Yahya, how he was a good man, how he was a humble man, how he was a pious man, devout man, loyal to his parents, good to his people. And of course, then Allah talks about Maryam and her struggle, that she stood underneath the tree when she was on the verge of giving birth. And Allah says, oh Maryam, don't be afraid. The tree that's on you, next to you, shake it, and the dates on the tree will fall ripe and ready for you to eat. And look underneath your feet, Allah has created a spring so that you can drink the water from. Don't worry, give birth. Allah will look after your baby. When she gave birth to the baby and she returned to her people doubted her. And Allah told Maryam to not speak and point to the baby. And when they pointed to the baby said, I am the servant of Allah, messenger of Allah. Allah has sent me with a message to you. A baby spoke from the cradle. Of course, his mother was vindicated. The chapter of Maryam, and then the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Zakaria and Isa also recounted. Take note of how Ibrahim alayhi salam continued to address his father father, with patience and respect, he said to his father, "Oh, my father, I respect you, though I disagree with you, but I'll make dua for you." He was not disrespectful, which is what we need to learn about our ways of dealing with our parents. The chapter of Taha describes how magicians confronted by Musa were disbelievers at the beginning of the day, but pious believers by the end, showing how quickly true faith can take its root in the hearts of people. Allah's grace to children of Israel led them out of the land in which they were oppressed, and the drowning of Pharaoh and his forces. When Musa ﷺ came in front of the sea with his people, Red Sea, his people were frantic, saying, "Oh Musa, behind us is Pharaoh. In front of us is the sea. Where are we going to go? We're going to die." And Musa said, "Oh my people, if you truly believe in Allah and if you have truly surrendered to Allah, rely on Him. Have tawakkul on Allah." And they all said, "We all have complete tawakkul on Allah." And Allah said to Musa, "Oh Musa, strike the sea." And the sea parted and they crossed. And when they crossed, Pharaoh and his troops tried to cross, but they were drowned. And Pharaoh on his deathbed said, "Oh Musa and Harun, I believe in you, Lord." But it was too late for him. The condition of those who turn away from the truth on the last day is mentioned. Some of the horrors of that day is also described. Mankind is warned about the enmity of Shaitan, and his exemplified by the story of Adam ﷺ and his encounter. The chapter ends by consoling the Prophet and enjoining him to remain constant and steadfast. Brothers and sisters, that's it really. That's the Quran part gone. We've got my dear sister Jenna waiting for us to answer, to talk to us, inshallah. I'm going to invite her in 1 minute. But today's riddle is, what is the meaning of ihsan and what's the difference between ahsan and ihsan? And some of you have answered, some of you have answered it wrong, especially Aziz, you've answered it wrong, bro. So you've got to try again. What is the meaning of ihsan? Also, what is the meaning of ahsan, who came to give the recitation? And what's the difference between ihsan and ahsan? I want you to give that. Riddle for today is, I am an animal, four-legged animal. I am very precious in the Arabian Peninsula. People of the Arab world love me and treasure me. They use me as their lifeline. They use me to transport between one place to another. They use me to store water. They use me as meat. They use me for all sorts of things. I was also a beloved animal of the Prophet. Who am I and what's my name? Well, who am I? I also, let me start that again. Finish that again. I also was one of the animals with the Prophet when he migrated. Who am I and what's my name? Bobby Khan is quick in answering. No, what's the name? Name of not name of the animal. What was my name given by the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So I'm an animal, four-legged animal. I'm a desert dweller. I transport in the desert from A to B. They use me for all sorts of things, even transportation of water. I was also a beloved animal of the Prophet. Prophet himself had one of me, and the name that Prophet gave me, that the animal, to the precise name he gave me. Who am I? What's my name? Ihsan means grateful. No, incorrect. I'm sorry, you guys are getting it wrong. Let me get Sister Jenna to come and talk to us. Sister Jenna, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Why do you have such an amazingly clean background?
It's the wall.
It looks beautiful. It's very beautiful. If only was everyone as clever as you, because having a white wall means absolutely wonderful for the viewers, because they're not distracted by anything behind you. Well done.
Perfect.
Amazing. What is it that you do, Jenna? What's your job?
I'm studying at the moment, so I'm a third.
What are you studying?
English literature.
Okay, and your name Ali indicates you are from Brother Ali's family, right?
I am, yes.
What's your relationship? Tell me.
I'm his granddaughter, his youngest granddaughter.
Youngest from which of the sons or daughters?
Imran's daughter.
Oh, Imran, we spoke the other day. MashaAllah. Very good. Excellent. Alhamdulillah. All right, you've got a key message for all of us, right?
I do.
But before you give us the key message, tell me, how does it feel to be the granddaughter of such a great man?
It's an honor. I think it's something we're all really proud of. Obviously, we miss him a lot, but his legacy is something we all aspire to live up to, and he really just showed us the right way to live.
Alhamdulillah. Allah bless you all. Allah keep you on the straight path, and Allah give him the highest of paradise. Now it's your turn to rise and shine, as we say. Go for it. All yours.
Uncles and aunties, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Although it is a great honor to be able to speak to you all today, and we have been very blessed to have this amazing program running throughout Ramadan, it deeply saddens me that we cannot all be together during this special month as a result of the ongoing pandemic. I would like to extend my sincerest sympathies to all of those who have lost someone during this difficult time. My thoughts and prayers are with you all, even though we cannot be there to support each other in person. To all those who are ill or who have loved ones who are unwell, I pray that all have a swift recovery. I am, as you have heard, Brother Ali's granddaughter, and the youngest of 14 grandchildren. Across this beautiful Ramadan program, we have heard lots of stories about my granddad from a range of wonderful speakers, and each memory shared of him has brought a smile to my face. For me, I will always remember my granddad, Brother Ali, for being one of the most caring and compassionate men anyone could hope to meet. I'm not just thinking of him sitting in his rocking chair on a Friday night, checking whether each of us have eaten. I'm also thinking of all the work he did in creating the London Islamic Cultural Society, or LICS, and performing his role as president. My granddad was an incredibly generous man and meant a lot to so many people. His role as president of Wightman Road Mosque cannot be fully understood by his title. He was also a pioneer, a mentor, a figurehead, a confidant, a shoulder to lean on, and so much more. His care and compassion was not extended only to the Muslim community, but to the wider community also. And I'm so proud of all that he achieved. Of course, he was not alone in his endeavors, and I would like to express my gratitude to and respect for all those who have been instrumental in running the mosque and building such a strong, multicultural and interfaith community over the years. My Auntie Rabi, or Sister Rabi, as many of you will know her, has performed the role of president since my granddad's passing. However, she has always played an integral role in the mosque, and it's her endless hard work which enables Wightman Road Mosque to be viewed with such an admirable standing. Auntie Rabi leads an impressive LICS team who work tirelessly, day in and day out, to keep the mosque running, but also to keep progressing and improving the mosque. There are far too many in this team for me to name them all, but I would like to give a special mention to my Auntie Fazi, or Sister Fazi, for all that she does. Between both Auntie Rabi and Auntie Fazi, and a countless number of other aunties and sisters, Wightman Road Mosque exemplifies just how capable and accomplished women are. This is not to exclude the uncles, of course, who we all love and respect greatly, and I'd like to give a special shout out to the three musketeers, Uncle Len, Uncle Asgar, and Uncle Jimmy. The vital community work performed by the mosque is ranging. It includes a county lines meeting hosted alongside Haringey Police just prior to lockdown, which discussed the crucial and sensitive issue of youth violence. It also includes multiple stand-up to racism events, such as a fundraising dinner held at the mosque. It is important community work such as this which demonstrate the core values of kindness, compassion, and dedication to justice and equality, which is so emblematic of Wightman Road Mosque. As well as this, the masjid is in partnership with charities across the UK and abroad, sending valuable aid to less economically developed nations and war-torn countries such as Syria and Palestine. This work is not possible without the generous donations from our community, and I thank you all for your support. I'm also appealing to you to continue donating. I appreciate that many are facing financial difficulties as a result of the ongoing pandemic, and so I would ask you to give only what you can afford at this time. We must remember that the mosque has lost its usual income stream from holding events and classes, and that as well as the charitable work that I have mentioned, the mosque also has running costs and staff to pay. So please, if you are able, use the details on screen now or on the mosque website to donate to Wightman Road Mosque. The coronavirus pandemic and subsequent lockdown has and will continue to affect us all in different ways. It is common for us to hear the phrase, "we're all in the same boat." But I really don't think that's quite true. We may all be on the same ocean, we are all in very unique boats. We each find ourselves in different situations with different concerns at this time. We are all, of course, worried for the well-being of our loved ones and ourselves. However, we experience different circumstances. I am fortunate to be isolating at home with my parents and sister, and although we may drive each other mad at times, we love and support each other always, and that is invaluable right now. Not everyone finds themselves in such a situation or in such a boat, as it were. Some boats are lonelier, and some have much more complicated family relationships. Some of us will also have financial concerns at this time. Some of us have special occasions like weddings, which are scheduled and are now disrupted. Some of us may be key workers and feeling a massive strain at this time, and so on. I myself, like many, am feeling stressed from my studies. I'm currently in my final year of university, but my graduation ceremony has already been cancelled, and I'm currently writing alternative assessments instead of the anticipated exams. My point is that we all have different concerns, different things which may be causing us stress right now. And we should not be shy to talk about these things as the tight-knit, caring, and compassionate community that we are. We should not be afraid that we will be judged or thought less of for struggling. We are all human, all creations of the Almighty. If you are anxious or depressed, I want you to know that each and every one of our little boats on that vast rocky ocean matter. So lean on each other, take support from this beautiful community, seek advice from those you trust, and continue to check on your friends, relatives, and loved ones. And while showing such compassion to others, also be kind to yourself. You are allowed to have moments of sadness, fear, and anxiety. Such moments do not make you any less of a person. When we feel this way, we must pray to Allah for strength and guidance and remember that we are not alone. Before I finish, I would like to acknowledge the historical significance of this day. Today is the 75th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day, more commonly known as VE Day. On this day, 75 years ago, guns fell silent across Europe as the war ended by the surrender of Nazi Germany to the Allied forces. Conflict continued out of Europe, however, until Japan surrendered in August, which effectively ended the Second World War. So today, as we pray for health, guidance, and comfort during this current pandemic, I ask you to also say a prayer for the brave soldiers who fought in the war and for all those soldiers and civilians who lost their lives as a result of the conflict. We pray that Allah will aid us in terminating all such suffering and violence from our own time. Thank you so much for listening.
Wonderful. What a wonderful way to talk. Now listen, young lady, I think I'm going to have to tell Rabi to resign and hand over the mosque to you.
Never.
Are you ready for that?
No, not at all.
Why? Wait, hang on. We have to get some young blood in our mosque. You know, she's obviously she's not old yet, but she's still from a different generation, right?
We're always there to support her, but she's gonna be in charge for a long time coming, inshallah.
Oh my God, we've got to bear. I was hoping that young people will take over and us old folks could just move at the background and give you support. But inshallah, well done, young lady. Allah bless you, Jannah. Allah make you successful. I'm so sorry that your exam has been cancelled, but hey, celebrate. You don't have to take exam. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, but I have 12 essays to write.
Well, I know, but also inshallah you'll graduate, so things will be better very soon, inshallah. Well done. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful to meet you, and thank you for that amazing announcement that you make, or the speech that you gave for everybody to follow. I've got so many people saying, "MashaAllah, well done, young lady. You are saying Auntie Rabi is old." Aziz says, she didn't say that, I said it. But don't worry, you're not getting in trouble. I'm going to be getting in trouble. See you inshallah again. Take care of yourself. Anytime. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. There you go. That's Jenna there. Fantastic job. Listen, Aziz, stop causing trouble. MashaAllah. Jen, beautiful message. Love you. Of course you do. Beautiful message for her. Hey guys, what about the answer to my question? What was the answer? What's the name of that? What was the name of the camel of Rasulullah? I'm sorry, Aziz. Sister Maryam got it right before you. Aziz, I'm so sorry. Maryam got it right, so she gets the point. Maryam, you won the case. Okay, I have something to show you, everybody. Okay, just watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something. So this is what I had for iftar for today. I was told that I should pick up this iftar from the mosque. And I was, thanks to Sister Kilo. She cooked some Guyanese iftar. She made some roti with lentils inside. She made an amazing cake. I was able to only take the picture of this quickly to show it to you. Sister, may Allah bless you. Allah give you the best of this world and the hereafter. It's so amazing to see our communities so kind and so generous. You know, it is so amazing. And the second thing I want to share while we are at sharing our screens, Jenna mentioned lots of things about how we should not be sad and how we should be finding strength. Here is a dua for you all. So please, if you are watching, take a photograph of this dua. Let me remove the banner for just 1 minute so you can all take the dua photograph and take it fully. So this is the dua. Take the photograph of this dua. The dua is very beautiful. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazn wa a'udhu bika min al-'ajzi wal-kasal wa a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl wa a'udhu bika min ghalabati ad-dayn wa qahri ar-rijal. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you from worry and sadness. I seek refuge in you from weakness and laziness. I seek refuge in you from cowardice and miserliness. And I seek refuge in you from being overwhelmed by debt and the tyranny of people. Brothers and sisters, take a picture of this dua and make sure you learn this dua. This dua is so beautiful. Wallahi, it is so beautiful. And if you learn this dua, you can recite it all the time, and inshallah, Allah will make your life easier. Remember this? Take this picture and inshallah use it again and again and again. Well done, Sister Kilo, indeed. Such a nice gesture. Thank you, Sister Kilo. Allah bless you. Allah give you so much more. Sister Rabi also gave me a box of chocolate. That's very nice. I promise I've not eaten the chocolate, Sister Rabi and everybody else, just in case you're worried. I also picked up this beautiful fruit that I love. This fruit. I've already had half, you can see. And the other half is here for you to watch. What's the name of this fruit? Does anyone recognize this fruit? I don't know what you call it. Who knows this fruit? How and where? Conspiracy. Don't worry, Aziz. Name me this fruit and you may get the score. What's the name of this fruit in English? I don't want foreign names. English name of this fruit. Anyone knows the name of this fruit? It's my favorite fruit. Alhamdulillah. That's what I had for iftar today. Half of it is gone. The other half is here for me to finish over the next couple of hours. Okay. Many questions to ask. Bobby Khan, you're too good at this. You've beaten Aziz to it. It's custard apple. Absolutely right. So, Bobby Khan, you're correct. But I'm not going to give you my custard apple. It's for me, not for you. Some questions from yesterday. What does Quran say about women's right? Quran says women have exactly the same right every way, every shape, size, and form as every creation of Allah. Men and women have the same in the eyes of Allah. Remember this. Allah says in the Quran that man and woman, in terms of their rights, Allah has given them equal right. Right to dignity, right to freedom, right to have their property, right to have protection to their life, to their intellect, to their family, to their faith. Man and woman are exactly the same in the eyes of Allah when it comes to their rights. If anybody tells you you don't have the same right, they're talking nonsense. They're talking nonsense. We want you to note down the truth. The truth is Allah Azza wa Jal does not discriminate. Some people do. And I am fervently against those people who discriminate. So let me repeat again. In the eyes of Allah, a man and a woman have exactly the same right. No discrimination in the eyes of Allah. What a man can do, a woman can do. Except in one thing they can't do. Except one. A woman cannot lead a mixed congregational prayer in public. Apart from that, she can do everything else. If anybody tells you they can't, they're talking nonsense and they're talking from their cultural biases. Our beloved Prophet of Allah ﷺ never discriminated women. He liberated women in every way possible. He abolished those women who were being buried alive by their fathers and their families because they were ashamed of having a woman, a girl born in their family. He fought against those people who subjugated women. He married a widow, Khadija, as his first wife. Majority of his wives after the death of Khadija were widows, except of course Aisha. He gave women their full right. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was giving a speech in his masjid about fixing a mahar for marriage. When a woman got up, I want you to listen to this, everybody. A woman stood up and said, Ya Khalifa, Amirul Mu'mineen, who are you to fix a mahar when Allah and His Prophet didn't? If women were not supposed to be able to speak in the mosque, if women were supposed to be shunned in a broom cupboard, why would this woman speak in the masjid? And Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu would say, I, the servant of Allah, Umar ibn Khattab, a human being, is wrong. The lady over there is right. I am wrong. And he sat down. He withdrew. Umar ibn Khattab appointed the biggest administrator of the biggest market in Medina, a woman. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's wife, Aisha radiallahu anha, was one of the biggest muhaddithin, muhaddithat in our history, a woman. Aisha radiallahu anha led a war. She's a woman. My brothers and sisters, the first university in the world were sponsored, founded, and funded by 2 women from Tunisia. So those people who have an allergic reaction to women's voices, those people who have allergic reaction to women's rights, I've got bad news for you. You are talking from your cultural biases, not from Quran and the Sunnah. Women have exactly the same right as men. Allah has given us all equal right without discrimination. He has separated roles. Of course, he has separated roles. But that's because of our biological makeup. Nothing to do with my dignity and honor. Nothing to do with my right. So it's a very sore subject for me. I remember going to a mosque one day, and my wife and my daughter was prevented from praying in that mosque. I fought with that mosque almost. I, of course, not verbally or physically. I was very strong about it. I took a video of that brother, and you know the story. It hit the roof, it hit the ceiling in every way possible. It is unacceptable that our sisters are put in a broom cupboard in a mosque. It is unacceptable that our sisters are discriminated in a mosque. It is unacceptable that some mosques do not have space for our sisters. It is unacceptable some imams still say that women should not be speaking in a mosque. From where did they learn that from? Brothers and sisters, it's wrong. It's wrong in every account. Man and woman are equal in the eyes of Allah, in their rights, in their dignity, in their honor, in their freedom, in their life, in their intellect, in their capacity to enjoy what Allah has given them. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. If they do, send them in my direction. I will, inshallah, give them a few insight from the Quran and the Sunnah as to how we should be doing. And finally, my brothers and sisters, if my mother is a woman, if I discriminate a woman, I'm discriminating my mother. How embarrassing, how shameful. Anyone discriminates a woman. If I discriminate a woman, I discriminate my mother. My wife is a woman. My daughter is a woman. So please, have some sense of what Allah and His Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has taught all of us. Allah is fair and just. Unfortunately, some men are not. So that's the answer to that question. There is a specific question, can a woman initiate a divorce? Yes, she can. She came to Rasulullah and said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't like my husband anymore. Rasulullah said, are you sure? Yes. Rasulullah gave them a divorce. You can initiate a divorce if your marriage is not working. I don't encourage divorce, of course. I always want people to stay married. That's why I've written 3 books on marriage. That's why I do marriage counseling, so to keep people together. But the truth is, if a man or a woman wants to initiate a divorce, Allah has given them the freedom to do exactly that. Next question, can a woman, are women the man's property? No, nobody is property of anybody. Nobody is a property of anybody. We're all servants of Allah. Never, ever, never, ever accept this nonsense. You are not a property of anybody. Allah says in the Quran, He's created human beings and jinn. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ. Insa is gender neutral, as only to worship Him. Whenever Allah talks about marriage, rules and rights in the Quran, 99% of the time, it is gender neutral, unless it's a specific ruling on a woman. So for example, menstruation only applies to a woman. Motherhood only applies to a woman. So there are rules for her. But all the other rules are generic and gender neutral. Next question. It is said that when you die, your wife and family may join you. What happens if you have more than one wife? Who joins you? That's a funny question. Well, I did answer that question the other day about multiple wives. I have said to you that multiple wives or polygamy is allowed in Islam as a sociological, as a spiritual solution to a sociological problem in society. Where Allah talks about polygamy, He talks about polygamy at the back of the verses that talks about the right of the orphans, the destitute, the widows, the needy. And Allah says in the Quran, and if you wish to take, if you want to free them, you want to give them the education, and when they're of the right age, marry them rather than throw them out on the street, and take 2, 3, and 4. And if you are afraid of not being fair with them, then one is better for you. So brothers and sisters, for those men who think polygamy is just a salacious, seedy, eroticized space for men to fantasize and have fun, I've got bad news for you. It isn't. It is about a problem in society that Allah is solving by a beautiful means. If there are women who are vulnerable, if there are women who are leading a lonely life, if there are women who are going to be exploited, isn't it better that we come forward and protect them in a manner that is not secretive, in a manner that is not seedy, in a manner that does not discriminate anybody? Isn't it better that we help our sisters instead of leading and living a lonely life for the rest of their lives? We help them to have a family. Islam is a selfless religion. It's not a sexist religion. Islam is not a chauvinistic religion. Islam is not a misogynistic religion. It's a religion of equality, fairness, and justice. If somebody doesn't understand the fairness and justice of Islam, they need to learn more by reading the Quran, studying the life of the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anyway, I've spoken enough. It is time for our Imam to do the dua. Imam Liaqat has been waiting and listening. And of course, I'm going to get him in to do the dua, inshallah. And then I will finish our program by concluding, inshallah, tonight. And until tomorrow, we will, inshallah, then come back again. But let's get Imam Liaqat, who's been waiting. Salaamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Imam Liaqat. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I'm great. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillah. Good to see you. You look very healthy and happy.
You look wonderful, alhamdulillah, as always. Alhamdulillah.
Allah bless you. Allah bless you. I was fired up by this question about. I was fired up by this question about ladies, but let's not dwell on it anymore. We've been all waiting for dua from you. People love your dua. Bismillah. You've got about 3 minutes maximum to make the dua. Please, yallah, go for it.
Allahumma ameen. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك نستغفرك اللهم من كل ذنب ونتوب إليك اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا اقبل منا توبتنا يا رب العالمين اللهم تقبل صلاتنا وصيامنا وقيامنا وعكونا وسجودنا وتلاوتنا القرآن اللهم زينا بزينة القرآن اللهم شرفنا بشرافة القرآن اللهم أكرمنا بكرامة القرآن اللهم ارحم جميع أمتي بحرمة القرآن برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار برحمتك يا عزيز يا غفار اللهم أجرنا من النار اللهم أجرنا من النار اللهم أجرنا من النار يا رب العالمين أنت ولينا في الدنيا والآخرة يا أرحم الراحمين يا حي القيوم يا الله اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار يا الله أنزل علينا مغفرة ورحمة في أيام مغفرة أنزل علينا رحمة ومغفرة في أيام مغفرة يا رب العالمين يا أرحم الراحمين يا الله يا الله يا الله قلت لنا يا الله يا الله يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم واغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين يا رب العالمين
Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Beautiful dua. Thank you, Imam Liaqat, for that amazing dua. Allah has given you a beautiful voice. Alhamdulillah. Give your hayatan tayyibah. I'm going to let you go,
Ameen.
inshallah. And we're going to finish our program in the next couple of minutes. Thank you again. Inshallah, we'll see you very soon.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Liaqat there. Look, brothers and sisters, so half of the question I answered, the other half I left for after dua. And that is, so in the heavens, somebody asked, who goes to heaven with you if you have two wives? The answer is very, very simple. First question first. What guarantee do you have that you'll go to heaven? Well, no guarantee. You may not go to heaven. Both the wives or the husband or anybody, we may not go to heaven unless Allah has mercy on us. Number one. Number two, who says in the heavens, I will have to have my existing wife or existing husband? Who says that? What if I want to be single in the heavens? What if I don't want anyone in my life? What if I want a new wife or a new husband? My brothers and sisters, don't limit the rewards of the heavens by being materialistic and by being worldly. You're measuring heavens by your worldly standards. In the heavens, you will not have this body that you have today. You will have a heavenly body. You will not have this mind that you have today in this world that reacts to and it becomes jealous, envious, it becomes selfish, greedy, angry, upset. You will not have that mind. You will not have a stomach that desires food out of hunger. You will not need to go to the toilet. Your mind will not be dirty and won't be thinking rubbish, but you will be thinking pure. So for us to measure what we will get in the heavens and what we may not get in the heavens, what will happen to us in the heavens and what may not happen to us in the heavens, don't limit them by the worldly pleasures and experiences. Leave them to Allah. Have faith in Allah. Have the reliance on Allah that Allah will choose. Allah will decide whether I go to heaven or not. I will do my best. And when I arrive in the heavens and when I experience a new body, new existence, new pleasure, I may choose all sorts of things that my world and my mind in this worldly space cannot even imagine or fathom. So please, brothers and sisters, Allah says in the Quran, your mind cannot imagine what is in the heavens. Your mind cannot imagine what is in the heavens. What Allah has prepared for you, no words can ever describe. Though Allah uses worldly examples to entice us, encourage us. So don't limit your questions and your thinking to the worldly pleasures. The worldly pleasures are temporal. They disappear. They're finite. Heavenly pleasures are permanent and infinite. How can you even compare? So your question, I'm sorry, the second part, I can't answer. Allah knows who's going to go to heaven, and what choices you will be making in the heavens will be determined by what you get in the heavens. May Allah take us all in the heavens and make that dua, inshallah. May Allah bless you all. We've prolonged our program by 10 minutes because of this question. I'm going to have to finish now. Subhanallah, my brothers and sisters, you know, when you think deeply and hard, you will understand Islam is not straitjacketed And when people straitjacket it, they cause problems for themselves. Until tomorrow, from me, inshallah. Oh, did I give you the answer to the question? Yes, that was kiswa, and the fruit was a custard apple. And the meaning of the Arabic word ihsan is excellence, and ahsan is excellent. Excellent is ahsan, and ihsan is excellence. Allah bless you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.